All right, so hopefully everybody had a chance to do this group work on your own, and you're coming here just to check your answers. So 3.4, so let's do some inequality. So write inequality that states the symbol that the profit for this business will be at least $100. Well, first thing is they gave us the equation in this problem. So we're going to take this, and it says at least $100. So if you say at least $100, what does that mean? Does it mean that they want to make more than $100 or less than 100? Well, at least 100 means that it needs to be $100 or more. So $100 is going to be the smallest number. So that means that negative 245 plus 0.63x has to be bigger or equal to 100. Now, I'm going to take this inequality that we got here, and I want you to solve it. So what's the opposite of negative 245? Add 245. Now, don't be confused and do subtract because you see a plus here. Okay, the reason why we have to do an addition of both sides is because this is a negative number, and in order to make a negative number cancel out, it has to add. And then I'm going to divide my answer by 0.63, which gives me x is greater than or equal to 547.6, and I'm going to graph it. It's going to the right. All right. So show one value from the solution set checks. Well, what number is greater than 547? You could have chose any number that's greater than that. You could have chose 548, 549, 550. I chose 600. It does not have to be the exact one. The only thing that matters is that this number is bigger than or equal to this number. All right. What does this solution mean? It means if they want to earn at least $100, that they need to sell more than 547 snow cones. All right, so now they gave us this inequality, and notice how they put a 0 right here. Well, that 0 is replacing the profit, right? Because we're looking at this equation that says P equals, that's profit. So what does this mean? It means this is the situation where the business is going to be losing money because it's saying the profit is less than 0, right? 0 is the biggest number. And what numbers are less than 0? Well, all of these are going to be negative numbers, which means that they're going to be losing money. Right? And if you solve this inequality, again, I'm going to add 245, then I'm going to take my answer, divide by 0.63, and it gives me this, x is less than 388.9, put it on the number line, open circle, because we're not including it, choose a number to check it. Well, what numbers are less than 388? I chose 300. You could choose any one you want, just to check it. And what does it mean? It means that if they sell less than 389 snow cones, that they are not going to make any money, that they're going to be in negative, they're going to be losing money. All right, I did the did you get it? Just make sure another problem, you don't have to do it, but just something else for more practice if you want to. All right, question 11. So we're going to deal with this problem. It says the temperature inside a room housing computer servers is important to proper function. A Google search for server room temperature yields the following. According to OpenExtra, server room temperature should not dip below 50 and should not exceed 82. Okay, so this means a couple of things. It means they cannot go below 50, right? So first thing you have to ask, is 50 okay, right? Should not exceed 82. So the other question you have to ask is, can it be 82, right? Are 50 and 82 okay numbers? And then to keep going, it says the optimal temperature range is between 68 and 71. All right, so let's write an inequality that expresses the server room temperature should not dip below 50. So remember I said the question, does that mean, can it be 50? Yes, it can. So that means that F, Fahrenheit, is greater than or equal to 50. There's your inequality. We learned that Fahrenheit and Celsius temperatures are related. They gave us the equation. We found this equation a long time ago. Use this to turn your inequality into an inequality with the variable C. So what we're taking is, I'm going to say, instead of writing F here for Fahrenheit, right, I know that Fahrenheit is this equation. So I'm going to take this part of the equation and replace it with F. So this is going to be 9 over 5C plus 32 is greater than or equal to 50. And then it's saying, solve this inequality. What does this mean? Well, I'm going to bring 32 over to the one side, so we get 18. Think, how do you get rid of 9 over 5C? Well, the reciprocal of 9 over 5 is 5 over 9. So I'm going to multiply. These are going to, 5s are going to cancel. 9s are going to be canceled. We're just left with C. Okay, how did I get 10? 18 times 5 divided by 9 gives you 10. Okay, describe what it means. It means a server room should be at least 10 degrees Celsius. So we found an answer, right? We know it needs to be at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and that equivalent is 10 degrees Celsius. All right, now we're going to do the exact same thing for the max. So it cannot exceed 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, can it be 82? Yes. Exceed means something bigger than 82. So Fahrenheit must be less than or equal to 82. I'm going to take my Fahrenheit equation, replace it in for F, because Fahrenheit is equal to this, less than or equal to 82, and 15. Now I'm going to solve this equation once again for C, just like we did in question number 13, subtract 32. And then I'm going to multiply 50 times 5 divided by 9 is 27.8. What does that mean? That the server room cannot be any more than 27.8 degrees Celsius. Now, question 17 is going to take our answers and we're going to put them together, okay? And we call this a compound inequality because we're taking two inequalities that we wrote and we're going to be writing them as one inequality statement. So we know that that Celsius, okay, has to be between 10 and 27.8. So this is saying two different things. If I were to pretend this 27.8 is not there, it means Celsius is greater than or equal to 10. Okay, so if you look up here in question 13, we wrote Celsius is greater than or equal to 10. I basically took our answer we got for 13, but I need C to be in the middle, so I'm just switching them. Okay, so the inequality has to switch as well. And then if I pretend that 10 is not there, it's saying C is less than or equal to 27.8. So we're taking the two examples, the two answers that we got from question 13 and 16, and we're putting them into one compound statement. And then question 18, I'm doing another compound statement, but these are for my Fahrenheit temperatures, 50 and 82. And again, this reads Fahrenheit temperature needs to be between 50, including 50, and less than or equal to 82. Okay, so it has to be greater than or equal to 50 and less than or equal to 82. So that's how you can write two inequality statements as one single compound inequality. Okay, now we already did this work, okay? So now instead of writing F in the middle, right, we're going to take F and replace it with our Celsius equation that we already have. And I'm going to solve this equation. So instead of doing this 2 times, we can do it once. Is plus 32. Well, I'm going to subtract 32 from both 50 and 82 at one time. So I'm subtracting it from everything. 50 take away 32 is 18. 82 take away 32 is 50. Now, I need to get rid of this 9/5. Well, we have to multiply by 5 over 9. So 5 times 18 divided by 9 is 10. 50 times 5 divided by 9 is 27.8. And notice that those are the exact same solutions we got earlier, but we are just putting it into one statement. Okay, so this is the end of 3.4. Remember that your homework is going to be due next class. Make sure you submit it by 9:30 in the morning. And the solutions to your homework are going to be posting at 10 o'clock. They're going to be posted on both Blackboard and on YouTube. So make sure you check your answers. And again, check in with me if you have any questions. And just remember that there are those extra practice problems in Blackboard for you to work on to make sure you understand this. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye.